I am so unbelievably happy that we are actually getting Generations toys of the Rescue Bots. Rescue Bots came out damn near 15 years ago now. So just imagine a young Transformers fan that was getting into Rescue Bots when they were like, 3 or 4. They are now an adult. So Rescue Bots has actually been a big reason why so many young Transformers fans today are Transformers fans. Rescue Bots was their G1. Rescue Bots was their Transformers Armada, their Cybertron, their Beast Wars. It was Rescue Bots. That's what started them. And for me, I can really relate because some of my very first Transformers toys were the old Play School GoBots. Those were my Transformers growing up. And while I was a little too old for Rescue Bots toys, I have ended up with some thanks to the thrift store, and I do actually have 2 very relevant versions of Chase here, because Chase is actually my favorite member of the Rescue Bots crew. I just think he's the coolest. I just like Chase, and I'm very happy that we got a Generations Deluxe Class Chase in Legacy United. It was actually the first figure that I've gotten from the Deluxe Wave. I'll end up with all of them, I'm sure. But Chase was the one where it's like, I don't want to wait to see it in stores. I need to just pre-order it and have Chase as early as I can. And I am absolutely happy with it. So, yeah, as you can see, this is the very first version of Rescue Bots Chase. It's actually the Energon Power version. It's got like some clear blue plastic. And this is a later version where it's a little smaller, but it's a little more faithful to how they look in the cartoon. And this is obviously the latest and greatest Generations Deluxe, which is so awesome for fans that grew up with Rescue Bots. They are actually getting pretty complex and mature transformations from Rescue Bots characters. We've gotten Medics. I did him in 12 Days of Botsmas. We now have Chase, and I will make sure I make it a point to talk about every single Generations Rescue Bot they give us, because I absolutely love them. We still need Heatwave and Blades and Boulder. They better complete the team, because if not, I am going to riot. So yeah, this just looks great in general. I really do like the kind of carryovers from the original. You can see it's got like, the rounded light here and the more square light here. Those are removable accessories, by the way, on the new one. I just keep them on the arms. Why wouldn't I? It does have the emergency lights. It does kind of have a little bit more of a streamlined appearance, but overall looks great. Still has the white separation by the door. Still has the yellow windows. It's gorgeous. It's genuinely gorgeous. And comparing it to the slightly newer version, you can see it still kind of has those things on the side. Not exactly sure what they are. Just consider me uneducated, I guess, with police car technology. This one actually has a bumper. What's it called? Like it's the guard, so they can like actually bump into cars. I always forget the technical term for that. It's got like a grill guard. I don't know car anatomy the greatest. I'm sorry. But this one does not, so that's kind of interesting to keep in mind. But overall, still pretty similar. Still looking nice. One interesting thing, I kind of wish this new one had the Rescue Bot symbol, but it just has the Autobot logo. I can forgive it, but I really do like the Rescue Bot logo with the cog in it. I really do like that. So let's transform them. We've pretty much gone over the cars. So the transformation on the old one is very complex. This is going to take quite a bit of time, actually. There we go. He's done. You pretty much just move the emergency light. And there we go. There is your little Chase. And you can see he looks nothing like how he does in the show. Absolutely nothing like he's supposed to. Because I think they made the toys first and then the cartoon. And then they made later toys that looked a little bit more like the cartoon. Because you can see the head just looks nothing like Chase. Absolutely nothing like him. And it's proportionally kind of awkward, but it's still very cute. No articulation whatsoever. This is the kind of toy that's designed for 3-year-olds to go, transform! Whoa! Chase, whoa, roll to the rescue! Like, that's what it's for. That's what it's for. And then this one is not very different. Is pretty much just pull it back, and there you go. But you can see his face actually does resemble Chase from the show. He's got the big chin, and I really do kind of like that Iron Giant looking chin that a lot of the Rescue Bots have. I just think it's kind of appealing for young kids to kind of have that defined robot chin. But yeah, looking pretty solid. You can see these are definitely worn out. Not from me. Again, I got them at the thrift store, so these have actually seen, you know, some genuine love and play, and I think that's really cool. So you can kind of see what the actual Rescue Bot Chase toys looked like. Now let's transform this one. So let's take off this accessory right here. It's pretty much just a, like, you know, in Rescue Bots, it's like, oh, a Rescue Claw. Like, that's what it is. I do appreciate that it's clear blue, though, because it does harken back to that. So yeah, it's got a Rescue Claw. You can remove the claws if you want, but I'm really not going to worry about it. It is a nice accessory, though. I do use it genuinely. The transformation is very cool. So it's got these little winglets out to the side. We'll just flip those up. And then from there, we can disconnect the arms. And the arms are pretty simple. That's pretty much the arms done. We'll just flip them back. And then we will remove the chest from the legs and swing that up. And then you can kind of see what it's looking like right there. We'll move that, and then this kind of trap door opens up. Put the chest down, and then we will put the arms up into place. I don't really think they tab in, if I'm not mistaken. They kind of do. They kind of slot in. So they don't really tab, but they're in a good position right there. I love that head sculpt. We'll definitely get a closer look. But the legs are so complex. They genuinely are. So each leg we're going to rotate, right? Then it's on this double hinge. So we're going to double hinge it. But then we have to move the foot out. We move the foot. And then there's this little panel right here. So we get all that primed and ready. And then we slide that panel in. And it still has the headlights by the feet. And it looks so good. It looks so good. I can't get over how good of a transformation this is. It is genuinely so efficient and so effective. And what we get is a genuine, articulated, proper representation, even down to the emergency lights being right behind the head of Chase from Rescue Bots. He's got the yellow window right there on the torso. The legs, like, everything's there. Everything's in the right place. This is Chase from the Rescue Bots. And looking at him more closely, I adore the head sculpt. That is just so good. Absolutely love it. I don't remember who voiced Chase, but I always love how he spoke very, like, robotically and matter-of-fact. I always really enjoyed that. So, yeah, it's very cool. He was definitely the Prowl of the group. Very by-the-books, you know, police car, Autobot. Really liked it. But, yeah, head sculpt is absolutely gorgeous. Love the golden insignia instead of just plain yellow. Again, I would like to see the Rescue Bot logo, but I'm not going to complain too much. The wrists, he does have, like, black hands. And oddly enough, he has like an inward wrist joint, but it's not really necessary. You don't even need it for transformation. But I guess they probably did that just so like the hands are black and they don't look horrible and like molded into the arm. You can just like either tab this either on the side if you remove those, but I'm not going to worry about it. But the best way to put it on, it slides over the hand. And because in the Rescue Bots, I'm pretty sure like their hands transformed into their gadgets. So Rescue Claw. It's very cool. I just love it. The legs are so nice looking. And that little use of clear plastic right there, just simply gorgeous. Simply gorgeous. This is definitely one of my favorite Generations figures. This is what Generations is made for sure. Like, really giving us a modern update of a character. And I never expected us to get Generations Rescue Bots. I never expected it, but here we are, and we have started off very, very strong. So his articulation, he's got a ball joint at the head. I mean, these ones, their articulation is nothing, so keep that in mind. He has the kind of controversial shoulders where the hinge like moves up and it does swivel, but in like certain positions it won't really swivel right, and also these little back flaps do kind of get in the way, so keep that in mind, but it's not too bad. I still pretty much get all the poses I really want out of him. He has a bicep swivel, elbow bend. He does have that inward wrist articulation, but again, it doesn't seem super necessary. It does look kind of cool, though, if he's got his arm up and he's got the wrist down. I do kind of like the look of that. So, very nice torso joint. The legs move so much. He's got, like, the greatest leg articulation. He's got very nice knees, thigh swivel, and his ankles, too. He's got a very nice tilt, oddly more the other way, but he still has a nice tilt, and he doesn't really have up and down because he kind of does for the transformation, but it's not really accessible. But still, the tilt definitely does help. He does have this ankle joint as well, which some people think is kind of useless. It's the heel for the robot, but like for certain poses, you can use that as like extra support. So, say a pose like this, you can bend that heel back, and it gives you extra support. And you can actually get him in poses where he's using the rescue claw. And that is very cool. I think this new Rescue Bots chase is an absolute triumph because it truly acknowledges the depth and the spread of the Transformers fandom. Because, yeah, there's plenty of fans that grew up with G1. Plenty that were introduced with Beast Wars, with Armada, me personally, Transformers Cybertron. But there's also so many now that got raised from Rescue Bots. Kids that grew up with Rescue Bots when they were toddlers can now legally vote. They can vote. Many of them can vote. Most of them can drive. It's crazy. And it's awesome that these older fans now can actually have that core childhood nostalgia on their generation shelf. It's so nice. I think this is an absolute triumph from Hasbro, and I cannot wait to see the rest of the team. Medics is a cool kind of repaint inclusion. This chase has absolutely blown me away, and I really hope Boulder, Blades, and Heatwave also deliver. Wouldn't mind a few of the others, too. Those would be kind of cool, but I'll take what I can get. But hey, if you want to give me a Generations More bot, I wouldn't complain. Alrighty, guys, thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think. Did you pick up this Legacy Chase? And if so, do you love it like I do? I think it's really great. I really love it. Definitely one of my favorite Cop Car Transformers toys. Alrighty, guys, there we go. Thank you so much for watching again. Special shout out to channel members, as always. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Have a great one, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.